Welcome to the bold analysis. Raila Odinga has been forced to call a crisis meeting of the ODM party days after backlash in Kakamega with his Secretary General Edwin Sifuna. In this exclusive podcast, we delve deep into a resignation letter from Edwin Sifuna that has rattled the ODM party at a time Odinga is struggling to keep the party intact amidst the competing political interest. But just before that, guys, let's take a minute and spare a coin or so to rescue this boy. Willis is an 8-year-old boy that is suffering the condition. You can see the way the stomach is swollen. Now, this condition started as a hernia, and then it went and developed and affected even one of the testes. But then, after doing several tests, they established that he had sickle cell trait. But then that is a condition that is been with. This started 4 months ago. A procedure was done in a hospital somewhere in Bungoma that did not go successful. Now, today or yesterday, I spoke to the doctors who are in charge of his condition. Remember, even the mother had even given up. But the doctors are saying there is a hope for this boy for survival. What is happening is that he has a mass kwa tumbo. That is why that stomach is swollen that way. So there are several tests that are supposed to be done, because initially they were looking of enlarged spleen, but they've established it's not that. It is just a mass, kitu kama tumor iko kwa tumbo. And they are saying there's several tests that should be done so that they can establish and actually do an urgent operation to remove the mass. This family is devastated, and I'm standing in the gap for the little boy, guys. I'm going to send David and Kawira tomorrow. They will be in Eldoret, of course, to start fast-tracking this process. The first thing we're going to do is to make sure we cover the SHA for the boy, which has not been paid, and they don't have. We've spoken with the mother about all this. And then we are going to cover the other costs that are needed. This is going to be a long journey, but I'm calling upon you guys. Watu nasema kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. And I believe we've done this before. We can stand in the gap for baby Willis. He has undergone, he's having breathing problems at the moment, pain during short calls. The leg and stomach are also, and the face, the swellings has also affected the leg and the stomach and the face. But all this they're saying is a side effect of the mass, the tumor in the stomach. They can do something. He has his chances of survival. We've done this before, and I believe that let's spare even lunch or whatever you can spare so that we be a blessing to this boy. Now, back to the analysis. Odour Odinga on Sunday was seated next to Raila Odinga in a church service somewhere in Bondo. And when his turn to speak, when he was given his turn to address the people there, Odour Odinga, in a well-calculated statement, was daring Orengo to exit the ODM party if he doesn't agree with Raila.
My brother Raila talked in Kakamega. He said Sifuna also has his right to speak his view. I also have my right to speak my views. And my views are that the arrangement we have with the Kenyan government is an arrangement which was made by the party ODM. And if you are a spokesman of ODM and you want us to go out of it, can you please officially put it to the party there so that you tell us, and we shall move out if our party leader tells us. And we cannot have a party general secretary who is saying we move out and we are there and our
Oburu Odinga is Raila's elder brother. Oburu Odinga is not just a casual politician. And being that he made that statement sitting next to Raila, that could be part of the informal talk. Remember, this party, much as there is a lot of parading that the party belongs to this country, the first principal owners of that party, according to them, is the Odinga family. It is actually a property of Odinga family. So when you hear Oburu Odinga talking, that is Odinga, that is the Odinga family talking. He's actually the spokesperson of Odinga family. And for better part of that weekend, the leaders from Siaya, led by the Alego Songa Member of Parliament, Samatandi, was traversing the region daring Sifuna that he either toe the line by of course, echoing what Raila is saying, or he exits the party. Of course, sending the narrative that toka uende, hata Babu na Mwamba alienda, na kuna kitu ilifanyika.
In charge of the government, we are correcting mistakes here and there, but what I want to tell you is that we are on course, and nobody should doubt what we are doing in broad-based government. Lastly, on our party ODM, I want to tell our people, members of our party, those who are in our party who are, expressing divergent views about our partnership with William Ruto, that political parties are not anchored, or they are not built merely by rhetorics. You don't build a political party by simply rhetoricing and making noise. Political parties are built even using resources. So even if you are a member of ODM and you are holding a leadership position, you should tell us how much contribution you are making, other than rhetorics. Because some people who have all simply came recently and the only thing they do is to make noise. They seem to talk like they know they are holding ODM party like this. If you ask Oburu Odinga and Raila Odinga, they will tell you that they spent family resources to build ODM. They have forfeited their own happiness and investment that they should have used to support the Odinga family. They put that money in the ODM party. So if you just joined ODM yesterday and you think you know ODM so much that you can even begin to counter what Baba is saying, I want to question you that you are treading on a very slippery path. And we don't fear anybody. ODM will never be brought down by one rhetoric. If ODM was to fall, ODM would be sorry because of exit of Ababu na Mwamba. Ababu na Mwamba knew that akienda ataenda na chama. Ababu is today history. Nobody even hears about Ababu na Mwamba. Sasa hii Sifuna akienda, what will happen? Yeah, so you can, if you threaten us that you can leave ODM, you can leave. Jared Okello is here. Jared Okello has better English because Jared Okello went to school in England. He went to school in America. He can speak better English than even some of these people who are claiming to be speaking for the party.
I've been warning the ODM leaders about this statement, this dismissive statement of Toka wende. Mudavadi went, Margaret Langat was ejected, Ababu Namwamba went, Aisha Jumwa went, Wetangula, we even missed Wetangula last minute to 2022. The ODM have never learned its lesson. Raila did not become president because of what they did for Wetangula. And the tender says it will end messy. And actually it ended messy for Raila in 2022. Ababu Namwamba left, Mudavadi left in 2013 and went to the ballot, and Raila did not become president. And you can name them. You can name. Even William Ruto left. But then if ODM would have remained with William Ruto, probably at some point in 2013, Raila would have become president. So we're looking at that. Now, after this, Edwin Sifuna, who was rattled by these statements, is reported to have actually wrote his resignation letter that is supposed to be presented to the party portfolio, the rank and file, during the said ODM meeting. And ODM and Sifuna is saying, because he is being attacked of making his opinion, and he is the Secretary General of the party, and Raila Odinga was also saying that he is talking his opinion, he would want to be an ordinary member of parliament and senator so that someone takes the mantle of a Secretary General. And this resignation letter is what actually triggered the Tuesday meeting that has been called by Raila. And the second deputy party leader, Mombasa Governor, Abdul Swamad Nasser, was actually asked to have a sit down with Sifuna. And these photos were circulated yesterday of Sifuna meeting Nasser. Remember, even in Kakamega, Sifuna arrived with Nasser. So, of course, the person that had been dispatched to try to control control Sifuna has been this gentleman. We understand he later met Anyang' Nyong'o in Nairobi, who was in Nairobi for the cancer anniversary, some cancer event here in Nairobi. And Anyang' Nyong'o is actually amongst the ODM leaders who asked Raila that Sifuna was fit for the job. The crisis meeting that has been called is not to tame Sifuna, is not to give any tangible party position. Raila wants the confusion that is going on. This meeting has been called to achieve a photo of Raila, Sifuna, and his Nyanza hecklers so that they can get the next newspaper headline of calm within ODM party. It is just for optical benefit to try to wink the masses. The second objective is they would want, because Sifuna is the Secretary General of the party, they would want Sifuna to read a statement there that has been made that will probably be contrary to the statements he will be making, and it will be packaged as a party position. Through that, Sifuna will be exposed as a man that is contradicting himself, that probably is intact in the party. And of course, another test of this crisis meeting was Sifuna going to attend? But I want to say at this point, I've looked at some of the accusations leveled against Edwin Watenya Sifuna, and some of these accusations are very laughable. I want us to look through, I want us to look at these 4 accusations. The first one is this meeting in Kakamega. And people are, and some of the ODM MPs are actually saying that Sifuna mobilized the delegates in Kakamega to shame Raila. Let me tell you, this event, and we were told there, that event was organized by Fernandez Baraza, the Kakamega governor. And you could see the way it was organized. It was organized by the host governor, as it is always done. So I don't know how Sifuna, the Secretary General of the party, would have hijacked that plan, probably to shame the party leader. And that is one of the accusations they're leveling against Sifuna. And that is a laughable one. Remember, the first party chairman from Ikolomani, who spoke in that event, started by attacking Sifuna. And I can tell you, someone was planning that they would go and attack Sifuna. But from the first speaker who was heckled when trying to attack Sifuna, all the leaders there realized that the ground is different. Atuoli, who was going there to tell Sifuna his peace of mind, had to praise Sifuna. All the other Western MPs had to praise Sifuna. Even Raila Odinga had to defend Sifuna in Kakamega. So this had nothing to do with mobilized delegates. This actually had a raw feedback. This is a raw feedback on what people think about Edwin Sifuna. And someone making corners and all manner of excuses around it are actually lying to themselves. The second accusation is even that when Sifuna was in Citizen TV interview, he said that aspirants are no longer scrambling for the ODM party ticket. Remember, there are several by-elections, more than 18 by-elections in this country. Apart from Kasipul, where Aroko is facing Ongondowere's son and the other candidate, and Siaya, and the one for Ugunja, where Wandai, after Wandai was appointed to cabinet. The others, as in the past, there is a by-election in Malava. This is Kakamega County. This is one I would have expected for ODM to be, at this point, you cannot see ODM running, even conducting by-election campaigns. And if it is a lie, someone should just show us 5 or 6 candidates that have shown interest for ODM party ticket, Mbere by-election, Malava by-election, there's a by-election in Banisa, there is a by-election in Magarini, in Kilifi, there is a by-election here in Nairobi, Kariobangi hapa. And the ODM ticket is not getting traction at the moment. So if someone feels by Sifuna saying that Sifuna is no longer representing the party or is not marketing the party, then what the best can he do? He should say the truth so that the party is awakened. In fact, they should thank him. The other claim is that Sifuna is fighting broad-based government despite of the BBG having leaders who are from ODM party and that development that is going down. And I'm listening to, curiously, some leaders saying development is coming to Luo Nyanza. It's true. It's coming to Luo Nyanza. But then, remember, the broad-based, it was not about how many roads are being built in Nyanza. It should be, Western guys are asking Odinga questions and he's not having those answers. I'm yet to hear this cabinet secretary is going to Western and saying the way they have done this and that. Going to Coast and saying the way they have done this and that. So I'm not getting that. So was it a BBG, was it a Nyanza affair? And if someone is not careful, that is the perception coming out. The other one is another claim that Sifuna is bitter because he missed on cabinet slot. This one I don't even take because UD are the ones saying it and the ODM side are not saying it. Deep down, let me tell you, deep down, this is the issue. The characters, there is a cartel around ODM party that have sensed that Raila Odinga relevance in ODM party is going down, and there is a succession that have started to creep in. And they're saying that if Sifuna is allowed to be as bold and strong as he is, he would actually take that party. Remember, look at after the death of Jaramogi, the person who had to take Ford Kenya was Kijana Wamalwa. And Raila grabbed the party, the Orengos and Railas grabbed the party from the influence of Kijana Wamalwa. So that is the kind of politics going on. And that is why they are pushing away the Sifunas and the Babus of our time from the center of ODM. But these accusations are all far-fetched. The ODM fallout is purely a matter of ideological difference.
Kama Sifuna ameongea, ako na haki ya kuongea.
Sifuna.
Mimi ndio Sifuna.
Lakini najua uliuliza milioni 300 ili utuunge mkono. Mimi nataka nikuambie Sifuna, hatuwezi kukupea hata ndururu. Unataka ukae Nairobi uongee Kiingereza mingi hapo na upewe milioni 300. Hiyo haiwezekani.
I've never seen a PhD who hangs out with class 2 dropouts, because what you do then is that you reduce the average intelligence to at least class 8. How are you a PhD hanging out with Sudi?
Can you compare me with you, Sifuna? You know, my IQ and your IQ, it is not even a quarter. I'm in another class.
That cannot be true. So we want to tell him we might not have PhDs, but we know how we feel about our country and where the country needs to be. And we will say these things, Trevor. Nobody will scare us.
Nataka nikwambie Sifuna, utashangaa. Utapiga kelele kwa hiyo TV, utapiga kelele kwa chukua.
Wanasema huyu Sifuna kazi yake ni kwenda kwa TV.
Pero Sifuna, ongea na waandishi wa habari.
Hiyo TV si yangu. Hata wewe kama una maneno ya kusema, unaweza itwa huko useme mambo yako. Enda pia wewe ujieleze. Kama hauna namba ya Ivono Kwara, sema saa hii nikupatie. Nimwambie hata wewe una maoni unataka kwenda kusema.
Saa hii kanaongea maneno mingi, unafikiri kuna kitu yote anajua. Kumbe nyinyi mlishapima yeye mkajua hii mtu roho yake ni mbaya.
We are not here to play games.
Kama Sifuna ameongea, ako na haki ya kuongea. Ako na haki ya kuongea. Kama wewe unatofautiana na yeye kwa maoni, sema yako.
Baba nalaumiwa kwa kusema kwamba mimi chama changu ni ODM. Hiyo makosa iko wapi? Nalaumiwa kwa kusema kiongozi wangu ni Raila Amolo Odinga na bado yuko hapa. Watu wanaongea ni kama baba hayuko. Kwani huyu ni nani bana? Baba, maisha yangu yote nimejua kiongozi mmoja peke yake. Ninajua kiongozi wangu ni Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga.
Na baba akisema left tunaenda wapi? Na akisema right tunaenda wapi? Na akisema fire tunafanya nini?
Wewe unakuaje mwanachama wa ODM? Unasema baba akisema left ni left, right ni right, lakini unasimama unasema 2027 si tunaunga mtu mwingine. Baba amekutuma useme hiyo mimbo? Baba ndiye amekutuma useme hiyo vitu?
Fire si fire.
Juzi karibu niulize baba baada ya kumsikiza Sifuna kwa TV. Nikasema, why is this young man contradicting the party leader? Kumbe sikujua ni nyinyi mko nyuma ya Sifu.
Mtoto wangu mwenye yako na miezi.
And it didn't start today. Instead of all this, I think Odinga should just be clear and explain his stand on BBG. By the way, you the only thing. Leo waseme, mimi na support Ruto, Sifuna wacha kusema Ruto hii ni baya, mimi ni mtu wa Ruto, Sifuna will keep quiet, and if he decides to leave the party in that position. But all this, triple standard and double standards is not helping the party either. Any statement will be made on free secondary, free primary, secondary education. They will make peripheral statements, but they will not hit the head. I can tell you, I'm going to analyze that crisis meeting here. After he may talk, I'm going to analyze kama Sifuna atasoma your speech, and I'm really waiting to see what happens. Now, why Odinga is tensed of Sifuna exit is ordinarily because of this four reasons. Number one, this can clearly trigger Mulembe exodus. MPs in Kakamega were saying, nyinyi mnasema Sifuna aende, kama Sifuna naenda sisi tunaweza enda. That's one thing. The second issue is Sifuna exit only means that Raila is endorsing Ruto, which he doesn't want to come out clearly now. Whether he is endorsing Ruto for 2027 or not, he still wants to maneuver around because that move is already facing rejection. And this is what he's doing. He's waiting for Ruto to make another big blunder. He knows Ruto make another big blunder, this Gen Z to come barabara ndio mwembe sasa mimi unaona sasa siwezi kusupport. Something like that. And he knows that if Sifuna leaves today, then Sifuna shall have left because Raila is endorsing Ruto. Number three is the perception of ODM being rendered a Nyanza party. And truth be told, yes, our mighty ODM party, if Odinga is not careful, will actually be reduced to a Nyanza party. And lastly, Sifuna constituency, Raila feels that he might lose Sifuna constituency in Nairobi. And someone should not lie to you that the Nairobi vote, the Sifuna constituency is Raila. Sifuna is talking to an audience in Nairobi. And he might take that audience to Wamunyoro. And I've always been telling you, ukimsikia anapeleka Wamunyoro, say to Wamunyoro ni mbaya. Another thing I think I realized, and I think I got it, is that when he said that removing Ruto is the priority, and even if it is Matiang'i, it is better, they felt like he's not advancing the ODM party, and then he should even be impeached as, Senator of Nairobi, recalled as this. I don't simply just get it. Ladies and gentlemen, it is abracadabra. And I feel, if Raila allows Sifuna to go, hey, acha semeni tu toka aende. Tutaona what will happen hata akienda. Thank you. Kindly, let's support Baby Steve.